My name is Kavitha Melwani and I am a multi-certified intuitive success coach. I want to personally welcome you to Aligned and Soulful Success, where we empower soulful empaths, sensitives, and conscious leaders to confidently align with their purpose and opulently shine their light without the hustle. Together we will explore challenges and real implementable solutions so you can step into your unique purpose and shine. It is possible to bridge the success that you already have with the truest, soulful, mystical parts of yourself. Are you ready to rise up? Then listen in. Hello, everyone. So this week, I wanted to talk about asking for help. So I just came back from a weekend where, after a long time, I had the opportunity to go and be with other people. I traveled by myself, and it was a great conference where I learned so much. And I'm looking forward to sharing some of that wisdom with all of you. And so starting with what I received through the experience of actually going there. So one of the things that I've noticed with my clients is that, and myself, is that asking for help is sometimes a difficult thing to do. And this may be because of maybe feedback you received about what it means when you ask for help. It may be because you are afraid to bother other people, and I know this is very common. And in some cases, it may also be because you don't want to seem incompetent. I don't know what your reason is, or if you're a person that whenever they need help, just ask for it. Well, congratulations. For a lot of us, especially empathic, sensitive people, we feel like we need to figure out on our own. And it may be a sign of strength for us to do that. And also because, like I said earlier, we may not want to bother other people. So when I was traveling this weekend, I had plenty of opportunities where I had a choice. And there was a choice of whether I need to figure it out on my own, or I could look for help around me. And I will say in the beginning, my go-to strategy is always to try to figure it out on my own. And now what I do is I start with that, and then I will switch to asking for help if it seems like a logical thing to do. So at one point, I needed to figure out transportation from the airport. I thought I was going to take a ride share, but that wasn't working out for many reasons. And so I went on my phone and I used the map feature, and I found different ways to get to where I was staying. And I wasn't sure what the best option was. So I went up to someone that was working at the airport and asked them for help. And that actually helped me figure out and be really clear about where to go, what I needed to do. And that just helped me with the decision-making process much quicker than if I had just been looking it up and looking up each route and each option on my own. So I know that's a simplistic example. And it is an example where it's very obvious, right? So let me ask you if there are areas in your life that you may need to ask for help, or you are kind of stuck, right? So think about that for a moment. What area of your business, of your career, of your life do you feel stuck right now? And would you benefit from asking for help? Now, the help can come in many different ways. Maybe there's someone that is an expert in the area that you need help with and you go there. Maybe the help is coming from asking a family member, a friend. Who knows? Maybe it's a colleague. Maybe it's another business owner, right? So really think about who you can ask for help. And the thing is that we often forget that people love to help others. That, helping others makes us feel good. Think about the last time that you were there to help someone else. You were there to help someone move through something, and your insights helped them get there faster and they felt some relief. Think about that. And most likely you feel really good about that. And it's one of the things that brings you positive feelings, right? So why is it when it's our turn to ask that we hesitate, right? Why do we hesitate to ask for help? Why do we hesitate to look at others, look to others, right? So the first one that I mentioned was not wanting to bother people. And there's also the sense of self-judgment that I've heard and experienced myself, right? This idea of like, I should be able to figure it out myself. It seems like everybody else can figure it out. Why can't I figure it out? Is there something wrong with me? What is the reason that it's taking me so much longer to do this? And so this self-judgment is not helping. And another way that this can show up is through comparison, right? So are you comparing yourself with others who are in similar situations? And then as you're comparing, you're feeling inadequate or somehow that you don't measure up. So now this comparison is not helping you either if you're using it in that way. If you use the comparison as inspiration as to what is possible, then that could help you. And you could even take that a step further and use that as a way to see who you could ask, right? If they've accomplished what you would like, can you ask that person for support and help? So that self-judgment is just holding you back. That self-judgment and the worry about what others will think if you ask, will you seem like you're not smart or whatever else comes up for you, it's just not true. And even if it's true, so what? So what if a person thinks something? You can't control what another person thinks of you, right? As much as we try and as much of our energy is spent, if we're willing to acknowledge it, to control other people's perceptions of us, that energy is kind of wasted in many ways, right? So my recommendation to you is if you find yourself judging yourself, if you find yourself comparing and you feel stuck, then it's time to ask for help. And maybe even ask the person or someone like the person you're comparing yourself. You might be surprised as to the outcome. Remember, people do like to help you. And so another reason might be something through your conditioning. Maybe you were taught that it is best to figure things out yourself. Maybe you were taught that you should not draw attention to yourself. I don't know what your conditioning is, but I know that I was taught that you don't draw attention to yourself. You figure it out on your own. And, by asking for help, people will notice you, right? So it's better to kind of blend in. And if you're an empath, then there may be a sense that, that there's already feeling different and already feeling in some ways, if you compare yourself, inadequate, and then asking for help just adds to that. So asking yourself, where is this coming from? And can I acknowledge it and move forward from that, right? And so during this time and with my work with clients, this is some of the work that we do. We work and we look at their conditioning, look at what they've been taught, at what their beliefs are, and open up to the possibilities of what is beyond those beliefs that they've been conditioned with, right? Our view of the world can be very limited in our own experience, right? So when I've worked with people, when it came to asking for help and they start actually doing that, they actually practice that, they are just amazed at how fast things can move forward for them, how much clarity they receive just by having conversations and connecting with others, right? And so it even can promote connection to themselves and inspire them to help others. So that's another benefit, right? It's that you get to move forward at a faster rate. You get to move past the frustration that you're feeling. You get to allow someone else to have that positive feeling of being able to help you. And then you ignite that feeling in yourself and ignite the desire to help others. I mean, this whole thing is a win-win situation, right? Now, if you happen to reach out and don't receive the help you need, or maybe someone doesn't respond to you, or maybe they respond negatively, which the chances are small, but it's always there, right? Then just allowing yourself to move past that and know that it has nothing to do with you. That has to do with their own, whatever's going on with them, right? Oftentimes when people don't respond to us or respond to us in a way that is undesirable in our eyes, it is because they're going through their own stuff. It's always about the other person's stuff. And so reaching out, the more you do it, the more comfortable it becomes, the more connected you are, and the more you move forward. So I'm going to encourage you to pick one area that you need help with, reach out and ask for help. And you might be surprised as to what happens. I would love to hear from you. If you actually have done this and had a positive impact, I'd love to hear from you. And even if you didn't get the result you received, I still would love to hear and see what happened when you tried this. So this is Kavita with Aligned and Soulful Success. And until next time, take good care. Bye. Thank you for joining us for Aligned and Soulful Podcast. To view the show notes and all the links that I mentioned in today's episode, please visit alignedandsoulfulpodcast.com. That's also where you can download my free gift, which is an abundance visualization and exercise to help you unlock your abundance. And so also before you go, make sure you subscribe to the podcast so that you can receive new episodes right when they're released. You can subscribe right now in the app that you're listening to this podcast on. And thank you again for joining me for Aligned and Soulful. This is Kavita Milwani. I will see you next time. Until then, take good care. Bye.